up, everybody? I don't even know if this is working. So not good. I don't like doing this out and about. I like doing it in my crib. I like doing it home. Oh, we got Chuck. What's up? Anna. We got Max. Oh yeah, we got everybody out. I'm taking it to the streets. I'm taking it to the streets. Wow, we got some activity with Taz. All right. So I decided to take it to the streets. Everybody's hanging out. It's all good. I got to find some place to do this where there's light. I think I'm going to go by the Whole Foods or the Starbucks. Take you guys on a little nighttime walk. And windy like crazy in Manhattan. I think we're having a tornado. Go Yankees, 8-0. That's what I love. All right, come on. Let's go. We are on the move, Tazzer. We are on the move. So, I'm glad to have everybody with me this evening. This is awesome. And I want to give you guys something to think about while I'm getting to my well-lit establishment. We're going to do this at Whole Foods. And I'm going to get a seat. And I'm going to come at you guys with a topic. Yeah, Yankees. Rita, hell yeah. Here come the judge. Love October baseball. Love it. I love it in Miami. I love it. It's very dark. Bear with me. I'm going to get to the light. Tazzer has to go make a pee, his late night pee. Before bed, we're going to do the Facebook Live. Bringing it to you live at the Whole Foods. And I'm looking like blurry. I got to handle that. Hold on. I got to handle the blurry. Here we go. Stop. Oh, brighten up the joint a little. Okay. So, wow, it's still jumping at the Whole Foods. It's so crowded all the time. So I guess I'm just going to chill right here. Get some good real estate. All right, and do my Facebook Live. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I love you all. Tonight, I wanted to pick a topic that has been coming up with a bunch of my coaching clients, and it has to do with loneliness and feeling alone and how we're never alone. And this is like super important for anybody who struggles with codependency, and I definitely was one of those people. That was before I was able to handle the codependency and get to the bottom of it, and then have some major breakthroughs in my own life that now I get to help other people with. And it has to do with loneliness. And I always hear people, when I ask them, like, why do you want to be in a relationship? Like, why love now? And a lot of them point to loneliness. They point to spending a lot of time in their apartment by themselves. Like, you know, they want to be out and about. They have trouble finding people of like mind, interested in similar things. And this is just like friends. And I think as we grow older, we find it more and more difficult to find friends. You know, people who are totally, you know, of like mind and of like similar purpose. At least, you know, somebody who wants to do good things for themselves, somebody who wants to succeed and have goals and ambition. So yeah, why love now? Awesome question. Thanks, Rita. So I'll tell you a little bit about my whole experience with the like understanding that I'm not alone ever. And it was very spiritual for me. It was 2015, and I was in a situation where I felt totally alone. I had just gotten over, or was getting over my divorce, and then a subsequent relationship that was like super not good for me. And I just had to face the facts that like I was 100% responsible for my own happiness. Nobody else was. And there was power in that. There was a lot of reflection and a lot of peace. And it took a while, but I realized that if I can't get comfortable, and not just comfortable, if I can't revel in my solitude, then I have nothing. I have nothing. Because that means that every single relationship that I get into is coming from a place of need and a place of like a low, like not self-reliant. Like if I end up in a relationship and the person leaves, it like wrecks my life, and I didn't want to be that anymore. I was like, how do I handle this whole alone thing? And what the root of it is for many people is that we strive and want connection, and that's normal. It's totally, totally normal. Where it gets a little screwy is when we lack connection first and foremost with ourselves. And what do I mean by that? So you have you. This is like the me. I'm on my video thing. But then there's like the inner me, the knowing me, the godly me, the soulful me, the me that's intuitive, and the gut, and that little voice inside. And we all have that. It's divine. And so oftentimes we get disconnected from that voice. And that's when we feel alone. And that voice, that inner being, is always there. It's never gone, never ever gone. But when you don't look for it and you look outside of yourself for that kind of nourishment, you can't depend on people that way because they're doing that for themselves. So if everybody was tending to their own, emotional lawn, then we wouldn't be requiring other people to live, to meet certain expectations and certain conditions to make us happy. It's not their job. It's our job to do this for ourselves. So once I got a handle on that, it changed everything. I started to approach people much more unconditionally, and it didn't mean, though, that I'd let them walk all over me. It was actually quite the opposite. It was like, you know what? I'm never alone. I always have myself. I'm cool no matter what. All is well. And if somebody is not going to come at me in a way that is in line with what I believe as far as how I should be treated, how I want to treat others, if it just isn't feeling good for me. Sometimes it's an energy thing and it's just a bad vibe. Like you just go and you meet someone and the vibe is off. I have to protect my vibe. I'm never alone. Me and me. And that relationship is first, always. It doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter what, nothing. That is the first relationship, because if I don't have that relationship, me and me, then I always feel alone, and I'm always looking outside of me for fulfillment and for joy, and that is for me to create. My joy is my own to create. So it is a big time journey. It's always a work in progress, and you have to protect your vibe. I mean, Rita, I'm loving that you have such great feedback. Gotta be happy with you first. It sounds like such a cliche, but everybody says, oh, you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. It's beyond that even. It's, you could have self-love, but you could have like anxiety about being alone. So I'll tell you a little story, and this is the thing. There's something called like a declaration to the universe, or like a leap of faith, an act of faith. And what an act of faith is an action that is in alignment with what it is you say that you want. So there are a lot of people walking around saying, I want love, I want love, I want love, but then they're hooking up and, with whatever comes along. And they're not really acting in alignment with the declaration of them really truly wanting love. So I went through this. Again, this was in like now 2016, and I came out of the dark pit, right? So now I'm coming out of this, and I'm like, all right, let's like start dating again. And I noticed though that there were patterns happening, and I was afraid that I was going to slip back into some bad patterns about settling and like being with somebody just so that I wasn't alone. And even though they may have been like a friends with benefits type of thing, and it really wasn't for me, but you know what, better than being by myself on a Saturday night, better that than really going for what I truly wanted. And so my grandma, she always used to say in the cutest little Spanish accent, Lisa, It's better to be alone than in bad company. Lisa, it's better to be alone than in bad company. And I always remembered her saying that, and I think that there's so much truth to that. Think about your life. Think about sometimes how you guys go out, and you might not even want to go out, right? You're just kind of like, I really feel like chilling at home. And then you go out. Why? Because you're afraid to be alone, or you don't want to be alone, or you just don't want to just like sit in alone anymore. And so you go out, you force yourself out, and you're just like, meh, like you're just not into it. So my point to you is, sometimes even when you're looking at relationships, when you're looking at friendships, when you're just looking at the people that you're around, it is better to be alone than in bad company. And what happened to me was that it wasn't necessarily that the company was bad, it was just not in alignment with what I truly wanted and what I knew I wanted. So the leap of faith was this, and I always tell people to do this. You speed up the process of attracting the right person, or the person that you could have something more significant with, when you make a leap of faith and you say, you know what, I am not going to be with anybody, I'm going to be with me until I meet someone who I could love and who can love me. And until then, it could take 3 weeks, it could take 3 months, it could take 3 years, I don't care. I'm going to enjoy my time. I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to revel in my solitude, and I can't deal with the fucking noise. I've been complaining about this. I have gotten to a place in my life where I can't deal with the noise. I can't deal with the clutter, the energy. I can't anymore. I'm so excited because, like, every single time I hear a noise, I'm like, boom, I'm moving. I can't wait. Oh, I look at it like motivation. So I'm going to take you to the other side, because apparently at 10 o'clock, 10:30 on a freaking Monday night, Whole Foods decides to do, like, you know, major inventory. So we're going to move it down to the other side, see if that's a little more quiet so I can get my point across. But I'm super psyched that you guys are, like, really feeling this topic. And, you know, look, feeling alone is not something abnormal. We've all been there. We've all been there. Like, you feel like you have these worries, like, oh my God, am I going to be alone with like 5 cats when I'm 70? Like, you start to really kind of think of those things. And, like, oftentimes, even like men, like, you think they don't think of that, they totally think of that. It's not, you know, specific to one sex or another. It's like everybody feels that. And yeah, I mean, it's a place of total, like, peace in your solitude, and, like, you revel in your solitude, where you just listen to yourself. Again, the relationship between you and you, inner you. And inner you is like, I need a night in, I need to just chill, I need to read a book, I need to, like, take a break. I need to stop dating. I need to just chill and be with me and listen to my wants and my desires and what it is I truly want before I go out and give myself to whomever. So, like, when you're dating and you truly want that special person, you're not dicking around with just anybody. You're just not. And so that's what ended up happening to me. I started to see some patterns. I, like, you know, reemerged into the dating scene again. And it was just like, you know, I was attracting from a place of, like, I want to have fun. I just want it light and casual. And I did. And it was a good way to tip my toe back into dating again. But then when I realized what that energy was bringing me, non-committal, people also just dipping their toe into dating, and I kind of got to a place where I'm like, you know what, I just love myself too much, and I'm just not gonna, like, this, really, for just anyone? No more. And I tell you what, I decided to just bring it back in, get into my solitude, get into my peace. I did a meditation that was for 30 days or 27 days, and it required me to rid myself of the energy of past lovers. And every day I would meditate, and they had journal prompts and things I had to do, like within myself, within my own head. And I tell you, in that space, my energy shifted so that I was able to attract the man that I'm now in a relationship with. And it's a really good relationship. Like, it's super kind, respectful, chill. He, like, hears me, I hear him. Like, I'm a very different person now in a relationship than I was, like, before in relationships. And it has to do with the work that I did with me, for me, along with me. And in that process, I realized I'm never alone. I'm never alone. And I had a pretty cool thing that happened with acupuncture. And I posted something about that ages ago, like right when it happened on my YouTube channel, but I actually shared it with a client a few hours ago, where I basically was at acupuncture and I had this like out of body moment where my inner being me, like godly divine me, was like talking to the broken me and telling me how, like, I never would have let you go down that path. I never would have let you implode, and it never would have gotten to that. But you had to get through this. You had to experience this because you have a gift for the world, and you need to heal yourself and go through what so many people go through, and then come out of it and then keep going and just serve as this, like, you know, uplifter for other people. And that's just like what I try to do, because everybody's like where they are, and you have to be like super delicate with this when like I'm coaching people. Like, I know what that is, and I'm looking at them, and like part of me is like, oh my God, just give me your hand, let me pull you this way. But you can't. You got to be like, all right, I know where you are, and I respect your journey, and I respect everything that's going to be for you, because it's yours to learn. But I'll be here for you. Like, I will walk it with you, because you're going to be okay. And just believe that. And then they do. And then you have these beautiful conversations while I coach. And, you know, it's a lot of encouraging people to just connect to that inner being that just never steers you wrong. And then you're never alone. And so it took a really, 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 really long time. I'm 46 years old. And I can say that I'm in a relationship now. It's about almost a year and a half. And adore each other. Awesome, awesome. However, I am very independent in my relationship with myself. So my relationship with me comes first, most, and always. And from there, I give to my partner, Sean. He's amazing, Mr. S. And he does the same for me. So knock on metal, because I don't have anything that, you know, everything's good, all is well. But if we were to part ways, I know that it would be sad. I wouldn't be rushing out to like let's date people again at all. I would give it the 90 days, and I would really dial into myself and honor the relationship, look at the lessons I learned, get myself right emotionally. I know what to do now. I'm not going to end something and then rush out to fill my cup with someone else, because only I can fill that cup. The same goes for you. And there are a lot of people out there who are ending relationships and quickly rushing into another relationship, and it's so damaging to do that, and you just repeat patterns. So the best thing I have found is when you go through a breakup, heal, fall in love with yourself, be there for yourself, be your own best friend, talk to yourself in your inner talking as you would you as a little girl. Imagine yourself at 6 years old, and some kid in school made fun of you and made you feel unworthy and less than, and they said something in front of all the kids, and they all made fun of you and laughed at you. And you came home to you as an adult. What would you say to that kid? What would you say? Would you say, you're an asshole for trusting those kids? You're stupid. You shouldn't have gone to school at all. Like, why do you even put yourself out there? You never would say that, ever, ever. You would say, sweetie, kids are mean, and they didn't mean it. It's just it's all they know. And you're not any of those things that they said you are. You're beautiful, and you're funny, and you're smart, and you're a great, great person. And tomorrow is another day, and these same kids that make fun of you today, they're going to be your friend tomorrow. And if they're not, it doesn't matter, because you know why? You're loved. You're loved, and you're loved. And next time those kids are mean to you, just ask them why. Say, why are you being so mean to me? Because you can look at them with love, and maybe the love that they don't even see in themselves. So what does that have to do with relationships? Plenty. Because if you're not able to look at yourself with love, like, you have to look at yourself and talk yourself up and be like, dude, it's okay if this girl or this guy cheated on you, broke up with you, fucked you over, whatever. It's all good. This will pass. You have you. As long as you have you, you are unstoppable. Don't ever let anybody break you. No one could. No one could. So this thing came up a lot, like, over the past couple of days. And typically when I see something that's like a repetitive message, and I see a lot of people kind of mentioning the same thing about, sucks, it's like, you know, I spend a lot of time in my apartment, I'm alone a little more than I'd like, and I really, you know, it'd be cool to meet somebody. Okay, then you have to walk in alignment with that. You have to do something bold. You have to declare, listen, I want true love, so I am not going to give my body, my mind, my soul, my attention to just anybody. I'm going to hold out for that. I'm going to hold out for everything, every quality, everything I know I deserve. Where I am right now, when I find it and I see it, I will know that it's right. It's not going to be a thing where I'm going to have to go on 5 dates to know, is this right? Is this right? I'm going to know it. I'm going to know it like that. And if it's a person that you're supposed to walk the rest of your life with, great. If it's somebody that you're supposed to be in a journey with for 6 months, 6 years, whatever, just embrace it. Embrace it. Some of them stay for long, some of them stay for short. But you just got to love them anyway, because there's a lesson to learn in it. So a lot of people, they're alone, they're lonely, but then they close themselves off to trying for love again. And there's a difference between coming at that from a place of hurt, that you're like, okay, I'm not really good for a relationship yet. I have to heal. I've been through some stuff. I want to get good with myself. Different. But when you've been alone and you're fooling yourself because you're like, oh, I prefer to be alone, and relationships are nothing but bullshit, and you're like shit talking love, that's out of alignment with what you truly are, because at the core we're all love. And one of the most basic of our needs is that of connection. So with that said, I'm very excited to announce that in the coming weeks, and I am working to find a venue, I am going to have a mixer event where I'm going to do a talk, answer some questions, very like on the fly, and then after, we're all going to go to the bar, and we're all going to get to know each other, and we're all going to mix and mingle. It's going to be awesome. So I'm working out the details for that. I think what I'm going to call it is, where are all the good ones? And it's an idea to bring out all the good ones, put them in one place, and just let everybody mix and mingle, have a good time, and hopefully I'll get to know them, and if they're interested in coaching with me and checking out what that's all about and opening that door, they're, you know, able to ask me questions about what that's about. So I'm really psyched to be announcing that tonight, and there'll be more details on that in the weeks to come. I mean, hopefully I'll find a venue this week, and then it'll be planned for sometime before Thanksgiving. So I'm really psyched for that. But thank you so much. I hope you guys got something out of this. I always want to like share, just to like give you guys some value. And if you have any questions and this resonates with you, and you feel lonely, and you feel like I can't figure it out, and like I broke up with someone and they broke up with me, and I've been alone for so many years and I can never just meet someone, like, totally hit me up. You could Facebook me, you could message me privately, Lisa@lisaconcepcion.com, and you know, we could do a conversation, see where you're at and how I can help. So thanks so much, you guys. Have a wonderful evening. Go Yankees. Yay. Bye. And you're not alone. Never. Never alone. Okay, come on.